Today's assignment, photograph the elusive Pokemon. How do you do it? You're gonna be fast! Ah!
Nintendo has done some wonderful things for the games industry. Some argue that they are one of the primary reasons that it's even still around. But one thing that's for certain is that they are always one step ahead of the competition, and nothing cemented that legacy more than the console that perfected 3D gaming, the Nintendo 64. Launched in the mid-90s, this device wasn't just a piece of technology. It was a cultural phenomenon that reshaped the landscape of home entertainment. Its unique name, derived from its 64-bit central processing unit, immediately set it apart from its contemporaries, signaling a new era in the gaming world. This console emerged at a time when the video game industry was on the cusp of a revolution. The transition from 2D to 3D gaming was a technological leap that also led to huge growths in creative output. The Nintendo 64, often affectionately abbreviated as N64, stood at the forefront of this transformation, offering gamers experiences that were once deemed impossible. As we delve deeper into the story of the Nintendo 64, it's akin to turning the pages of a vibrant history book. Each chapter reveals how this console not only provided entertainment, but also became a touchstone for a generation, influencing everything from pop culture to technological innovations in the gaming industry. The journey of the Nintendo 64 from a blueprint to a beloved console is a tale of innovation and bold decision-making. In the early 1990s, Nintendo, already a formidable name in the gaming industry, embarked on a mission to redefine what a home console could be. This mission was fueled by a vision to bring 3D gaming into the living room, an ambition that would eventually materialize as the Nintendo 64. Collaborating with Silicon Graphics Incorporated (SGI), a leader in visual computing technology, Nintendo aimed to harness cutting-edge technology to power its new console. This collaboration was like a meeting of two titans, each bringing their expertise to forge something revolutionary. The partnership focused on creating a machine capable of rendering complex 3D graphics, a feat that was groundbreaking at the time. The anticipation for Nintendo's new console built up like a crescendo in the gaming community, especially after the reception of the Super Nintendo, which had done well to secure its place in the market during its lifespan. Finally, in June 1996, the Nintendo 64 was unveiled to the world. Its launch was not just an event, it was akin to a cultural festival, marking the arrival of a new epoch in gaming. Japan was the first to witness the N64, followed by a staggered release in North America and Europe. The initial reception was a mix of astonishment and excitement. Gamers were mesmerized by the console's capabilities, from its polygonal 3D models to its immersive game worlds. The Nintendo 64 did not just meet expectations, it soared beyond them, setting a new standard for what a home gaming console could achieve. The Nintendo 64, a marvel of its time, brought with it a plethora of technological advancements that redefined gaming. At its heart was the powerful 64-bit processor, a leap forward from the 32-bit systems that dominated the era. This processor was like the engine of a race car, propelling the N64 to new heights of performance and allowing for richer, more complex game environments. One of the most striking features of the N64 was its controller. With its unique trident shape, the controller was a departure from traditional designs. It introduced the analog stick, a revolutionary addition that offered precision control in 3D space. This feature, akin to giving gamers a new language of movement, significantly enhanced the gameplay experience, allowing for nuanced and fluid navigation in games. The decision to use cartridges for game storage was a contentious one, especially in an era where many competitors were moving towards CDs. This choice, however, had its advantages. Cartridges offered faster load times and were more durable than CDs. They were like the sturdy hardcover books in a world transitioning to paperbacks, offering reliability and speed at the cost of storage capacity and production expense. Graphics and audio were other areas where the Nintendo 64 excelled. The console's ability to render 3D graphics was unprecedented. It transformed the visual experience, moving away from the flat, pixelated images of the past to a world where characters and environments had depth and realism. The audio capabilities, though often overshadowed by the graphical prowess, were equally impressive, delivering clear and dynamic soundscapes that enhanced the immersive experience. But all of this was nothing without a game library to back it up. The Nintendo 64's game library was like a kaleidoscope of genres and experiences, each title offering its own unique flavor. Though not as vast in number as some of its competitors, the quality and impact of its games were undeniable. This console was home to some of the most iconic and influential games in history, titles that would shape the future of gaming. At the forefront were flagship titles like Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. These games were not just successful, they were trailblazers. Super Mario 64 redefined platform gaming, taking Mario, the beloved plumber, into a 3D world that was expansive and full of surprises. It was like stepping into a new dimension, where every jump and turn brought a sense of discovery. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time transformed action-adventure gaming, offering an epic narrative, a vast world, and a deep sense of immersion. It remains the highest-rated game of all time, and it introduced so many of the mechanics used in third-person adventure games to this day. Racing games like Mario Kart 64 and sports titles like Wave Race 64 and 1080 Snowboarding provided diverse gameplay experiences. Mario Kart 64 brought competitive racing to living rooms, turning friends into friendly rivals vying for the finish line. The sports titles, with their crisp graphics and responsible controls, offered a sense of speed and exhilaration, like the rush of wind on a downhill slope. The Nintendo 64 also saw the emergence of genre-defining multiplayer experiences. Games like GoldenEye 007 set the standard for multiplayer shooters, offering intense and engaging gameplay. Playing GoldenEye 007 was like participating in a high-stakes spy thriller, where every corner could hold an ally or an adversary. This was the gold standard home console's first-person shooter experience until the release of Halo: Combat Evolved in 2001. The game library of the Nintendo 64 was quite possibly one of the most revolutionary in the history of gaming, and one that still holds a special place in the hearts of those who originally owned that console. The Nintendo 64 transcended its role as a mere gaming console to become a significant cultural phenomenon. Its impact was felt far beyond the realms of gaming, influencing popular culture, technology, and even social interactions. It pushed the boundaries of what video games could be, inspiring a generation of game developers and designers. The console's pioneering move into 3D gaming was filled with possibilities previously unimagined. Titles like Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time didn't just set new standards, they became the textbooks for 3D game design. The cultural reach of the Nintendo 64 extended into the living rooms and daily lives of millions. It became a social hub where friends and family gathered to share experiences. Multiplayer games like Mario Kart 64 and Super Smash Bros. Were not just about competition, they were about connection, turning gaming into a communal activity, a reason for gatherings, and a catalyst for creating memories. The console also left its mark on popular culture. References to N64 games and characters became commonplace in various media, from movies and television shows to music and internet memes. These references were like echoes of the console's influence, reverberating through different aspects of society and embedding themselves in the cultural lexicon. Even in the realm of technology, the legacy of the Nintendo 64 was evident. Its influence was like ripples on a pond, spreading out and affecting the wider world of technology and entertainment. As we reflect on the journey of the Nintendo 64, it's clear that this console was more than just a technological marvel of its time. It was a landmark in video game industry, a catalyst for change, and a source of countless memories for a generation of gamers. The Nintendo 64, with its distinctive design, groundbreaking features, and iconic game library, left an indelible mark on the gaming landscape. From pushing the boundaries of 3D gaming to redefining the concept of multiplayer experiences, the N64 pioneered innovations that shaped the future of gaming. Its games, known for their creativity, depth, and immersive gameplay, continue to influence game design to this day. The console's impact extended beyond gaming, touching aspects of popular culture and becoming a symbol of the 90s gaming era. The nostalgia that surrounds the Nintendo 64 speaks volumes about its significance. It's not just a fond remembrance of a bygone era, it's a recognition of a period when gaming took a giant leap forward. The N64 wasn't just a part of people's lives, it was an integral component of their youth, a companion in countless adventures, both virtual and real. As we look back, the Nintendo 64 stands as a testament to Nintendo's innovation and vision. Its legacy is evident in the way we play and perceive video games today. The console may belong to the past, but its spirit lives on both in the hearts of those who experienced it firsthand and in the ongoing evolution of the gaming industry. The Nintendo 64, in all its glory, was not just a console of its time. It was a console ahead of its time, a beacon of innovation and joy for gamers around the world. Did you own an N64? Or maybe you've played some of the classic games on the Nintendo Switch online service. Let us know what you think of the Nintendo 64 down in the comments below. Thanks so much for joining us today, and remember to subscribe to stay up to date on all of our releases, and let us know in the comments what topics you'd like us to cover in future videos. And if you want to see other videos of ours, make sure to click on one of the videos on screen now for more journeys through the tech timeline.